Since the start of this generation, there's been one constant, and that's that Xbox has completely dominated 2021. And it's looking like the holiday season this year is no different. Let's get into why Xbox is dominating and if Sony's PS5 can even compete this year with what Xbox is bringing. Because so far, Xbox has never stopped putting their pedal to the metal. Let's get into it and talk about what we can see into the holiday season. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, make sure to hit that small little bell icon. It helps out the channel a lot. Okay, so let's get into this thing that's been going around, which is that Xbox will utterly dominate the holiday season when it comes to games and first-party exclusives. And don't get me wrong, that's not all they're going to bring out, because at this point, we have to look at Xbox Game Pass deals as exclusives also. I mean, why would you pay $60 or even $70 for a game if you can get it for as low as $10 with Game Pass? Oh, and it's also going to perform better on the Xbox Series X or even the PC platform depending on where you want to play your Xbox games. This is obviously compared to what Sony's PlayStation 5 will bring out in the next few months to close out the 2021 year. And from the looks of everything we've seen, it's going to be pretty bad showing for Sony. Is it terrible? No, not in the slightest, but it's nowhere near the amount of games coming out on the Xbox platform and the amount of big games coming out, huge franchises. Because we have to remember, during the holiday season, that's where a lot of games sell a ton of copies, and also where a lot of consoles go on sale, and Microsoft and Sony will flood the market with their consoles and try to sell as many units as possible. So I wanted to go into which company is closing out the year better and which company has utterly dominated the 2021 year as a whole. Let's first look back at the beginning of the year because we have to make sure we cover everything. And let's start with Sony, who started the first half of the year with a couple of big exclusives. They had Returnal, which was a great game. I didn't find all that good, but hey, a lot of people enjoyed and loved it. Then they had Destruction All-Stars, which wasn't that great, and I know some people enjoyed it, but yet again, it wasn't the best game to come out. Then came Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which was a game I thoroughly enjoyed playing. I beat that game in about 12 hours and had a blast doing it. But again, this wasn't a console seller and didn't really set the world on fire. In fact, it was released in June, and the Xbox Series consoles outsold the PS5 consoles that month. So obviously this game wasn't the big banger a lot of people assumed it would be. I think it sold around 1 million copies so far, which is not bad considering. Now, that's the first 6 months of the year, and I have to admit, those are pretty solid games that came to the PS5 console. In fact, a lot of those games are highly rated games, especially the first-party ones that came out. Now, as for Xbox during the first 6 months, they had a lot of exclusive indie games come to the platform. But what really made them stand out was the third-party deals that would go day and date into Xbox Game Pass service. Games like MLB The Show 21, which is a PlayStation-made game that went to the service and introduced a whole new audience to their game. But the big one was obviously Outriders, which had a huge deal that launched in Xbox Game Pass day and date. This boosted the game beyond anything they could have seen and was played by millions because of that service. And like I said before, Xbox had a lot of games from third party carry them in the first half of the year, up until E3, where they showed so many games coming and also released so many games right after that event. Because like we've said multiple times, E3 this year was the best Xbox show we've ever seen. And it's because they launched a lot of games right after the show and during the show. We got games like Dark Alliance and Xbox Game Pass, not to mention a whole single player campaign for A Pirate's Life and the Sea of Thieves. So as you can see in exclusives, Sony had them at the beginning of the year. But it's the second half of the year that has Xbox dominating everything from now on. Let's get into the games coming in the next 6 months. First up is Sony, who has Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut expansion, which looks promising. That's coming out this month and is a solid addition. After that, they have Kena, Bridge of Spirits, which to me looks like a pretty solid game actually. I think it looks whimsical and is pretty fun. Will I play it on my PS5? Probably not. It launches on PC also, so I'm probably going to play it there because I want to get better performance from the PC that I have. From there, in September, they have Deathloop, which is being made by an Xbox studio, funny enough. This will also come out on PC, which is where I will most likely be playing the game. And this is turning out to be one of the biggest games Sony is bringing out this year, because they no longer have Horizon Forbidden West coming out at the end of this year. Sure, they have Death Stranding Director's Cut coming out also, but to me, those director cuts just seem kind of like filler or something to get an extra buck out of people because they're older games we've played and we're basically paying again for an upgrade to the PS5, minus Ghost of Tsushima, which comes with an expansion. But to me, the Horizon delay might have hurt Sony a lot. It could be a way for Xbox to really shine through with the exclusive games they have coming out. And don't get me wrong, Sony also has games like Volcano High, Stray, and all these other smaller games coming out, and those might be awesome, but for me they pale in comparison to what Xbox is going to provide. Which, hey, brings me to Xbox. Let's talk about them for a second, because since E3 ended, they've dropped a new game on Game Pass almost every single week. We've had The Ascent, Omno, Flight Simulator, Bloodroots, Dark Alliance. Those are the games that have already released on Xbox Game Pass, which again, are basically exclusives at this point, and most of those are. But to close out the year, we obviously have Psychonauts 2, Hades, 12 Minutes, and a bunch of other games that are coming out in August on Game Pass day and date. The rest of the year, they have Origami 2, Scorn, Back 4 Blood, Hello Neighbor 2, The Gunk, and countless other smaller titles and big games coming to Game Pass day and date. But the big games is what makes them really dominate the 2021 year, and it's their exclusives. We're talking Age of Empires 4, which is going to be an awesome strategy game, which you all know I love. And to be honest, I'm happy they're making this game because I want more strategy games out there. I don't think there's enough of them. After that, we have debatably the biggest racing game in the world with Forza Horizon 5, which again is a massive game with a lot of support behind it. This will set the standard for a long time in graphics for racing games. Not to mention, it's always one of the biggest, most in-depth games that comes out every year it does. So I expect it to do big numbers, and I think they believe it will push Game Pass further in their subscriptions. But now we come to the crown jewel of 2021, the biggest game by far, which is Halo Infinite, one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world, bar none. There's no debate about it. Halo Infinite was delayed a year, and after that flight test they had with those bots and people playing multiplayer, the delay was much deserved because the negative news surrounding that game has completely vanished. I haven't seen one single negative take on the game, and it's almost as if Halo is back in a good way, a good old-fashioned way. So I expect this game to dominate the holiday season. And seeing Sony not having a lot of games coming out in the holiday season, I can see that Xbox will really push for mindshare this holiday season because they have the games to back it up. Oh, and this is still not taking those other games that got delayed into consideration, which is fine because this is all about 2021. And seeing that Sony delayed Forbidden West into 2022, it's going to hurt their 2021 lineup, especially since they truly don't have anything coming out in October all the way into 2022. That's kind of crazy, especially since their 2021 lineup as a whole is pretty lackluster if you ask me. There's no huge game to really show that their first parties are working on. Returnal was a AAA game, but not a huge hit. Ratchet is a great game, but not a huge game people are going crazy over. They don't compare to Forza Horizon 5 and Halo. They just don't. Horizon would have been a game to compete with those games. So that delay really hurt them a lot to compete with these big franchises that Xbox has coming this holiday season. And it's been something in the works for a while. We've talked about Phil Spencer saying that 2021 is the battlefield that they want to concentrate on, especially holiday 2021 with the games and console sales. Either way, from what I'm seeing, it's looking like Xbox really has a chance to dominate this year and continue that all the way into next year, where they have even more exclusive games locked down. Starfield, Redfall, and a bunch of other games coming out, not to mention all the third-party exclusive deals they have that have been delayed because of the pandemic. Let's hope this type of competition continues because I love seeing all of these games come out for us. And I think that Game Pass is going to get a massive influx of subscribers the next few months, especially when Forza and Halo drop. I can't stress enough how great those games are going to be for Game Pass. And we still don't even know about third-party exclusive lineups that they have for Game Pass or signed deals they have for Game Pass because they don't want to talk about those until later. A lot of those last-minute deals like Outriders, MLB The Show were announced like a week before they were released or even a couple weeks before. So we got to wait for those because I think that's going to happen towards the end of the year. We might get another third-party game jump into Game Pass day and date, which again to me feels like an exclusive game to the Xbox platform. So yeah, I hope this competition continues because I love seeing all these games come out for us, the gamers, because as gamers, we're going to have so many to choose from that it's going to be insane of how many games we'll be playing at the end of this year. But enough of what I think about all of this. Tell me what you think about all of this. Do you think Xbox is dominating 2021? What games will Sony bring out to combat Forza and Halo at the end of the year? Is the delay of Forbidden West going to hurt Sony? Do the director cuts make you excited? Is Xbox locking down more third-party games that we'll see at the end of this year? Will this hype continue into next year? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. And so right now, I'm playing a lot of games. I just played in one whole sitting Omno, which is a game that came out on Game Pass, and I have to say it's a small indie game about 4 hours long. Talk about a gem. I had a great time with it. I think one person made it. I could be wrong, but man, what a whimsical, fun, relaxing game. It was so fun to play. And I've also been playing Sunset Overdrive, Far Cry 5, and a bunch of other games, and Warhammer 40k Battle Sector, which is a strategy game I got on Steam, because that's all it's on, is on PC, and I'm having a lot of fun with that also. And I'm still playing that Space Hulk Deathwing, which is a lot of fun, killing a bunch of stuff, taking out Tyranids and all this stuff in the Warhammer universe. Talk about a great time. So yeah, I'm playing a bunch of games, but I want to know what you're playing. Are you playing anything right now that you're enjoying on the PS5, the Xbox, or PC? Let me know down below. Or are you waiting for something? Because I'm completely waiting for Hades. I can't wait to play that game. I've been waiting for a while, and I know it's coming to Game Pass on PC and Xbox, so I'm looking forward to that. So let me know what you're playing down below, because that's what we're here for, to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.